Do you have a
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the May 20th, 2026 business meeting of the Daytona Beach Community Redevelopment Agency. We are happy to have you this evening. Madam Clerk, may we please have a roll call?
Commissioner Henry?
Present.
Commissioner Reed?
Here.
Commissioner Paris?
Here.
Commissioner Strickland? Here. Commissioner May? Commissioner Cantu?
Here.
Chair Derek L. Henry.
Honorable Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners, both Commissioner May and Mayor Henry will be coming late for the meeting, so we ask that you excuse them until they arrive, and we will denote that in the records. Is there a motion?
Second.
Okay. We will now have our invocation.
You need to vote.
Oh, sorry. Who is the motion by?
Commissioner Reed and
We have a
Commissioner
motion
Cantu.
by Commissioner Reed and a second by Commissioner Cantu. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Okay, hearing none, motion pass 5-0. We will now have the invocation led by Commissioner Reed and the Pledge of Allegiance led by myself, Commissioner Henry.
Let us pray. When I think of the goodness of Jesus and all that he's done for me, my soul cries out, hallelujah. When I think of what the Lord has done for a city called Daytona Beach, my soul cries out, hallelujah. Lord, once again, we come before your throne and we use those two small words that mean so very much. Thank you. Thank you for all that you've done, all that you're doing, and all that you shall do for each and every household that's represented tonight, for the citizens of this city, for those who visit this city, for the children of this city, for the students of this city. Lord, we say thank you. We thank you for who we are and for what we represent and the history that this city holds. Tonight, as we convene as a council to make decisions on behalf of this city, we ask that you would lead us, that you would guide us, that you would give us unity of thought, and that we would do the best that we possibly can as the mere humans that we are, to serve you, to honor you, and to make sure that you are recognized in all that we do. It's in the mighty and matchless name of Jesus I pray. Let us all say, amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will now move on to item 4A, approval of the minutes of the May 6, 2026 meeting of the Community Redevelopment Agency.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Paris and a second by Commissioner Reed. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Hearing none, motion passed 5-0. We will now move on to item 5. Item number 5, agenda approval. If there are any changes, the city manager will read them at this time.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Vice Mayor and Commissioners. There's only one change. We are changing the presentation of the City Academy, Citizens Academy graduation presentation to the CRA meeting at this time. So we ask for that change to be noted and approved by the Commission through a motion.
I move that we accept the agenda with the said change.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Reed and a second by Commissioner Cantu. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 5-0.
And we can let the record show that Commissioner May has arrived.
So you're going to go down with them for the
Okay.
We're gonna do it now?
Good evening, everyone. Katie Presswood, Community Relations and Events Coordinator. Tonight, we are proud to recognize some very special residents of the City of Daytona Beach who have completed the 2026 City of Daytona Beach Citizens Academy. Over the past 10 weeks, these participants received a behind-the-scenes look at how our city operates. Throughout the program, they had the opportunity to engage with city departments, ask questions, and gain a deeper understanding of our city's operations. Not only did they learn how the city operates, they were able to experience it in action. Congratulations to the class of 2026. I really enjoyed getting to know all of you throughout the program. This evening marks your completion of the Citizens Academy, but we hope this is not the last we see of you. We hope you all continue to stay involved in our community, whether that be attending our events, joining a board, or volunteering for Citizens on Patrol, because it's the caring and active residents like you that truly make our city a better place to live. So we have your certificates up here. We're going to call you up one at a time and give you your certificate, and we will take a group photo at the end as well.
Okay, and please forgive me if anyone has butchered your names. Alma Albury? Amaya Albury, and she's in zone 3.
All commissioners, you probably should come over here to the side so when they call your zone, you can go down and take a picture as well. Turn that way and face.
Since you're the zone 3, if you want to get on the other side.
I think everybody has one. I think everybody has its own.
Ashley Bennett, she's in zone 6. Is Ashley Bennett here? Okay, we're gonna move on. And this is also in zone 6. I'm Takevius Bird. Zone 6. Natasha Kane, and Natasha Kane's in zone 4. Our next is it Amaya Cleot? It's zone 4, Amaya. Dennis DeRosa, zone 4. Pamela Douglas, zone 4. Our next certificate is for Jasmine Felix, Zone 2. Tawana Jenkins Hicks, Zone 3. You have Edward Eddie Lake, Zone 4. Donna Maxwell, a city employee. Donna works in the finance department. Melissa Meadows. Melissa, Zone 6. Rolla Michael, Zone 2. Now, is it Mihaela Slayton from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University? Is it Jeff Murphy? And Jeff is in Zone 3. And then we have Laura Murphy, who's also in Zone 3. Lucretia Ramos. And she's Zone 4. Veronica Shelton, and she's in Zone 6. Lucy Stewart Desmar, she's in Zone 1. Bianca Stidham, Zone 2. Cynthia Wakeland, Zone 4. And then our final is Karen Wilkinson. She's Zone 5. They want to do, the commission's going to stand in the back, if you can get everyone to come out front, and they'll take a picture. Yeah, we want to.
Let's do this. Yep.
So sorry, so sorry. Just trying to give you guys some more room. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, glasses. Switch. Or you. Next time. Yeah.
All right. Oh.
Okay. Okay, we're going to continue on with item number 6A, Catherine Beck, State Coordinator for the Florida Main Street Program, to present. Oh.
Madam Vice Mayor Henry, City Commissioners, I'm Ken Thomas, Redevelopment Director. On several of our CRA workshops and our commission meetings, you have talked about wanting to learn more about the Florida Main Street Program. And so we have the expert here tonight to bring to you the information that you've been requesting. She is Catherine Beck, the State Coordinator for the Florida Main Street Program, and I'll turn it over to her.
Thank you. And good evening, and I'm assuming I don't get an award for coming up? Okay, it's okay. I appreciate the invitation anyway. My name is Catherine Beck, and I am the State Coordinator for Florida Main Street. You were a former Main Street Program area, and I understand that there are some questions about what can we do with a former Main Street, and what can we do about potential new Main Streets. So we're going to dive into some of that now, have some questions, have some good conversation, I hope. And I hope at the end of the evening, you bring me back again for some more in-depth conversation. So Main Street is economic development within the context of historic preservation. We currently have 57 Main Street districts throughout the state of Florida. I have two examples here, Fernandina Beach, rural Main Street area, Deuces Live, and St. Pete. So we run the gamut. I have programs. Hastings is my smallest, 864 in the population. I have 3 in Miami-Dade. I have some in Jacksonville that are coming on board, some in St. Pete. So Main Street is a model that overlays into a community. It is not based on population, and population does not determine whether or not you will be successful as a Main Street community. So Ed McMahon, not the late show, Ed McMahon. Ed McMahon said that people stay longer and spend more money in places that attract their attention and affection. But no place in America will stay special by accident. Maintaining a corridor takes community opportunity, it takes volunteerism, and it takes that partnership between the city and the program area. So what do? We are technical assistants. At the end of the day, Florida Main Street brings technical assistance into our community areas. As I said, we have 57 Main Streets. They range in size, they range in age. DeLand is our eldest Main Street. It is 42 years old. It has been a Main Street consecutively for 42 years. We have new main streets that are less than 6 months old. So all of them are on different journeys. So what we bring to you are best practices. We bring to you guidance. We bring to you trends that we are seeing within the communities. We bring education. We help communities. One of our areas, because Florida is a disaster state, we now do emergency prep and recovery in our main street areas. Because what we believe is that if your businesses are up and operational and functional, your community will recover quicker. So these are some of the projects you'll see around the state of Florida in some of our Main Street communities. They're done through grants. We offer grants through the Division of Historical Preservation with two areas of grants. One is small matching. Those are planning grants. Main Streets get a waiver on the match request. So it's a $50,000 grant, and you can apply for that every year. And you build up, what we teach our programs to do is to make a plan and to build up utilization of the different grants in the different areas. So maybe this year you need to update your historic survey. So that's the first grant you do. And then the second year, maybe you'll want to look at design guidelines. So that's the next grant you do. And then the next year you look, maybe you have a structure that has specific significance. That's the next grant you do. Maybe it's vision planning, maybe it's community engagement. So there's a process to utilizing the grants and using them effectively. You can do educational grants. We also have special category grants. Now, special category are the construction or the takedown grants. And those are for government or not-for-profits. It is not for individual business owners. That's a 50% match. The grants are up to $2 million. So for a revitalization effort, that's a good tool to have in your pocket to have access to capital. And why is your downtown important? Have you ever really thought about that? What about downtown is important to you? What we know is when communities were initially organized, they all created a town center. It's where people gathered. It's where the community came together. It's where problems were solved. We've lost that to a large degree. So bringing downtown back creates that third space again for your community. It is a place where everyone can come, where everyone has an opportunity to have a voice, to spend some time, and to reorganize and revamp your community. So downtown is your major employer. Your small mom and pops are your major employers. They may only have 2 or 3 or 5 or 20. They're not that 300-person workforce. But when you look at the depth and breadth in your downtown, they make up a larger employment base for you. Your infrastructure's there. Think about how much money has been invested in that corridor by this community since you were first developed. Why would you walk away from that type of an investment? The other thing that downtowns do is it increases your property value throughout the community. What we do know is when your downtown corridor is maintained, that spreads out. That sense of pride spreads out. So as you are improving that downtown corridor, as you're putting investment into that corridor, as things are cleaning up, the next blocks start to clean up, and the next blocks start to clean up. It's reestablishing a sense of pride in your community. And downtown is the heart of your community. That's where everything happens. It's where you are. That's why you're here. That's why you're in your downtown, right? Because it is the center. And downtown is your public space. You know, again, that is your third space. It's where people should be able to come, where they should be able to relax, where they should have time to commune with each other. It should be a welcoming place for everyone in your community. So Main Street is historic preservation. It is economic development, community engagement, design and beautification of the corridor, and it's for everyone. And again, I emphasize the for everyone. If you look at your downtown and all you see are the 55s and older, you're missing something in your downtown. If you don't see that range in your downtown, if your downtown does not represent your community demographics, someone has been left out. So we have a 4-point approach. This model was developed by Mary Means. It has been implemented nationwide by National Main Street. Florida Main Street has the licensing rights to the National Main Street model. And it works on four areas. The 4 areas that we focus on in a community are design, organization, promotion, and economic vitality. We blend those 4 committees into our transformation strategy. So you say, what's a transformation strategy? I'm not coming in to change your town. What we do is we say, look at where you are and where do you want to be? Is your population changing? Do you have young professionals coming into a space that haven't been here before? Do you need to meet the needs of younger children? Do you have more school-age children coming into your community? So then you develop your transformation strategy. What is it we need to be? We need to be more business friendly. We need to have more options for under the tweens, the 6 to 12s. What is your strategy? We want to be a foodie community. So you develop that strategy and you base your 4 points around it, and your committees work together to help make those changes in the corridor that'll help that vision be implemented. So again, design, organization, promotion, economic vitality. So these are some of our Main Street communities, and again, you can see there are various sizes, various types of communities. Florida is a very diverse state. We have very rural communities. We have very high-density urban communities. Return on investments at a national level for Main Streets is 26 to 1. Florida's are actually a little bit higher. We've just celebrated 40 years as a program area in the state. Total investments for our program area is $7.2 billion in that 40 years. Net gain in jobs, 36,718. Net gain in businesses, 11.5. Volunteer hours, 1.7 million hours. As a community, as people working to improve your community, the volunteer time is your life's blood. If you had to pay for those hours, think of the dollars that would have been invested in it. When your community believes in what you're doing, when they believe in the programming, when they understand what the end results are going to be, they will give of their time. And that's where the gain comes in. So one of the things that, and I think, did I lose my, my programming? Yeah, perfect. Angela, I thought we had on here the, how do you become a Main Street? Sorry. Sorry. Here we go. Okay, so the question is, how do you become a Main Street? Because it is a process. It is a competitive process. You and your downtown have already gone through that process. That puts you ahead of the curve, frankly. You have the opportunity to reorganize that area. Once a Main Street is established, Main Streets work within boundaries. When that application was filled out, you had to designate where the Main Street area was going to be, where that revitalization effort was going to be focused, and that stays there. Similar to a National Register district, it's always there. Whether the program is active or not, the district boundaries remain. So a program that has gone inactive has the opportunity to reactivate. If you're not a former Main Street, you have to go through that competitive application process. It is a lengthy process. It is very competitive. There's a ranking that is involved with an ad hoc committee, and we are very limited in the number of communities that we can bring in each year based on resources that are available to us. So you have an advantage to other program areas if you decide that you want to get your program reactivated. In this area, there were 4 former Main Streets. Right down the street, you have Ormond Main Street, right? Ormond's doing very well. When you reactivate, there are 10 criteria for reorganization. We have to know that the program is ready to go, they're ready to get to work, the partnerships are in place. So the first thing says you have to have broad public-private support. And usually what we encourage a community to do is to have a public meeting. I'm happy to come to a meeting. Did one in Titusville about 2 months ago. We had 90 people show up, which is huge. When you have 90 people come to a public meeting to look at reorganizing a volunteer effort, that's huge. You have to develop a vision and mission statement, recognizing that on the initial reorganization, you probably don't have that concept fully in place. So it will change probably within that first year as you begin truly reorganizing, bringing the community in, having the discussions, and developing the vision and the plan. Comprehensive work plan. And when I say a comprehensive work plan, this is what our plans look like. Each committee, there's a strategy that's developed, each committee has a role, and you weigh that out over the year. And there are goals and there are measurable achievements that are throughout the work plan. Again, on the initial reorg, we understand this is a living document because you don't know what you don't know. You have to have a preservation ethic. You have ordinances in place. You already meet that criteria. You have to have a board of directors and your committees. Generally, we advise 12 to 15 on a board, and then you have the 4 committees. When you select your board, this is us. Other boards may not go this way. We operate on the 3 W's: wisdom, wealth, and workers. And the reason we say workers, these are working boards. These are not think tank boards. When people come onto our board, we tell them they can expect to give 10 to 15 hours a month. Usually, particularly that first year, it's going to be a little bit more than that because you are going through that foundational reorganization and trying to get the structure of that organization in place. But this is not a 1 hour a month board. And what your board is going to do for your program, they will have to fundraise, they will have to advocate, they will have to be accountable to the community and to the partners, and they'll have to work in the planning and volunteer recruitment. You have to provide a copy of your annual budget. So that's very important so that your working people understand what your capital investment is going to be over that year. So the board understands what their financial responsibility is, a partnership with the city, where that contribution comes in, if grants are needed to implement. We don't want these boards going out with vision and not being financially accountable. This is what National Main Street recognizes as a model that works fairly well. 1/3 from a public partner, 1/3 of fundraising, 1/3 of grants. I would caution you that the grants don't generally come to the 1/3 level anymore. At one time, you could get grants for the administrative side of a project. Now most grants are totally project development. So I would tell you, you're probably more like, out of that 65%, you're probably more 50% that needs to come through fundraising. This is an example of a sample budget. And you have to have a paid professional director. That is a key point in the effectiveness of this program. That person becomes the face of this organization for the community. That person is the go-between between the community, the business owners, the commission, the CRA. That person is your lifeblood, quite frankly. They're the project manager. That work plan that has to be implemented, you have to have goals achieved and reached. That executive director is there to make sure that those things are being done. This is a sample job description for an executive director. It's not an easy job. It's a Renaissance person. And they have to participate in ongoing training. We hold 3 quarterly training sessions a year and 1 conference. The PALMS conference is 3 days. This year it's going to be in Cocoa. I would invite you to come down there if you are interested as sitting officials to come to the conference and pay attention to what we do, how we teach, what we bring to the table for our programs, and see if that's something you are interested in doing. They also have to report key statistics to us every quarter. So we are collecting data constantly to see the impact. It helps me understand if programs are actually working or not, because if I'm not seeing a lot of data coming in, if I'm not seeing a lot of volunteer hours, if I'm not seeing a lot of reinvestment in the corridor, I know I've got a program that's in trouble. And so I can intervene and help at that point to say, what's going on? What do we need to correct? And you have to have National Main Street membership. And that's a $375 a year membership to National. It also gives you access to a lot of resources. As citizens, you can go into National Main Street. You can receive some information now, and I would encourage you to do that. There's some very good information there. As a member, you get to kind of go behind the screen, and you get a lot more information. You also get access to classes. There are a lot of free classes that are offered for Main Street programs and for boards. There is also some continuing education that they charge for. But there are some good advantages for that $375. The $375 gets you your primary membership with them and 5 access points. So it's a good investment, particularly in a CRA. Even if you don't become a Main Street, I would encourage you to use those tools. So, any questions?
I have a couple of questions. Per person, I know you had over 1 million volunteer hours. In those volunteer hours, what kinds of things are people doing? Like, what is the skill set needed for the volunteer?
Well, it depends on what your work plan is, number one. But so design, you're going to have planners, you're going to want to have architects, you're going to want to have landscapers. You know, you're going to have somebody who understands what that corridor needs to look like, the physical pieces of it. Organization is, you know, you kind of want a bookkeeper or a CPA, an attorney or a paralegal, somebody, a school teacher, somebody who understands organization and what structure looks like. The event planner, that's where everybody wants to be. They want to be in promotions. Now, here's the dirty little secret. Everybody thinks Main Street's about the parties. Promotions isn't about the parties. Promotion is about promoting that downtown corridor. It's about driving people into that corridor and into those businesses. It is not about running those businesses. We'll get them to the door. The businesses have to get them in. We do events to pull people in and to get them used to coming back into the downtown and getting comfortable with the downtown and seeing what is there. That is not our primary focus. So I'll give you that up front, because Venice is a perfect example. Venice's contract with their city is 52 events a year. They're an older Main Street. There was more of a push on events at one time. My focus is economic vitality. So, and then the economic vitality, that's where you want to put your realtors, you know, people that are out in the community, some of your business owners, some of your property owners, people who have an interest in seeing this community stabilize and grow.
That's number one.
So, you know, it's a very broad scope.
So it's
That's
open. It's open to all skill sets. Come and tell us
open
you want to
all
help,
skill sets
and then we'll just take
ages. The other
Okay.
thing you want to watch is that your board, one, is not full of your business owners, because that perspective is very tunnel vision, right? So you want to make sure that you have a broad range of people in there. You want to make sure you have a broad range of ages in there, racial makeup, educational makeup, economic impact, because all those people come to your downtown for a different reason. And they all look for something different in that downtown.
Okay. All right, that's the first thing. You said fundraising. I'm curious, what type of fundraising are we talking about?
Well, somebody's got to support that program, right? So it depends on what your projects are. That first year, there probably aren't going to be a lot. But let's take DeLand. DeLand's first major project was the Athens Theater. So they had to raise the money to be able to revitalize that theater. Now, they couldn't do it the first year, obviously. It took them about 3 years to raise the funds. But so whatever your work plan says, that's why you do the budget. You have the work plan, you have the projects, you have to estimate what it is. If we're going to put planters on the street, I need to know that for 20 planters at $100 a piece and $50 in flowers, I got to raise that money from somewhere. I can do it through sponsorships. There are different ways to do it. But you've got to know, you don't just put on paper what you want to do. You put on paper how you're going to do it.
Pay director, how much are they paid?
Well, it depends on your area. I will tell you that the median is 58 to 62.
Full-time job?
It's a full-time job.
Okay.
And we say full-time,
It's full-time, it's more than that.
it's more than that.
Okay, when is your conference?
The conference is July 21 to the 24th. Actually, I think I have a slide on here. Nope.
Is there a commitment for time? How long we have to be involved? Like, do we have to say we're having a director? There was a program once we had to commit to 3 years. You were going to go at it for 3 years.
3
minimum.
years, if you're referring to the initial program, the 3 years is the apprentice program.
Okay.
When you reorganize, you don't have that. You come in immediately as an affiliate, which in a way is a little bit of a drawback, right? Because you don't have those skill sets in place. The 3 years, let me take a community that's just starting and take them through the paces slowly. On a revitalization, because you already have a lot of the assets in place, a lot of the plans, understand what that partnership looks like, they have to kind of hit the ground running a little bit quicker. That first year will truly be a reorganization year for them. There will be some things that they can do, but it will not be massive undertakings because, again, you want that foundational strength in the organization instead of just trying to throw it together and everybody go. There is no time commitment. I'll tell you what we see in terms of in the corridor. The first 3 years, you'll see some changes, small changes. Maybe more awnings over some of the buildings, maybe the flower pots on the street, maybe we got buildings to paint. 7 years, you start looking in that same corridor and you're seeing significant change. Because by then, it builds on each other. We tell them start off, it's incremental, start small. By 10 years, you look back down that corridor and you forget what it looked like when you started.
So as I read your job description, which is fabulous, it's pretty thorough, this executive director is a driving force. They're working with contractors, they're working with the city, they're the liaison, they're trying to, if the business doesn't understand what to do next, they're going to try to help the business, persuade them, get them involved, etc. Okay.
When I said you need a Renaissance person there, it wasn't a joke. And we train them. We bring in resources. We bring in SBDC. That's part of our role too, is to help those directors and help them grow.
Do you help us develop the goals? So I really liked your, where is it here? I really enjoyed the way you laid out the sample plan.
Yes.
With all the goals and objectives,
Yeah.
the tasks, the goals, objectives, volunteer responsibilities, etc. Do you work with us to develop that?
We can do that if you
Yeah.
want us to. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And that's one of those things you can apply for that grant for, to bring in the consultants, to have them come in and do all the community visioning and everything with you and help you put that plan together.
That was great. Everything that's in my head, you said it out loud. So you said that we already have an application in? Did I understand that correctly?
No,
No.
you are a former Main Street community. You
We are
already have
former-
a defined district.
And what is our defined district?
Where is it?
Yeah.
It is on Beach.
On Beach Street. Okay. Are we looking to do this on Beach Street or Main Street on Beach side?
Now, I understand that you have a a group of people who are putting in an application for Main Street.
Okay.
And that will be a separate district.
Okay. And then the other question I had about the grants. So are we still able to apply for the grants even if we're not part of the program, but we would have to provide
to do the match.
50% match?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Is that up to the 2 million or is that only for the 50,000 or you have different programs
No, that's for both.
for both?
Yep.
Okay. And how much is it for the program to be a member? $375 a year?
$375 a year.
And what other fees are involved?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Education. I mean, again, they have to come to 3 quarterly trainings and to a conference. So you're looking probably $3,500 right there in travel, hotel accommodations, that type of thing. The state of Florida does not charge for our communities to be part of the programming. Some states do, we do not. We see this as a service to our communities, and so we do not charge for anything.
And do you know if we could use CRA funds towards the administration, like for this director?
Generally, what happens with the CRA is they enter into a scope of services with the Main Street. Now, we have some communities that the CRA or the executive director is an employee of the CRA. We have other communities that enter into a scope of services. There are expectations from the city, and usually it's a quarterly payout. As the Main Street meets those expectations, the money is released.
Thank you.
So as soon as we enter into the scope of services, that's when we would hire the executive directors? Are they hired right off as soon as we make a decision?
You have up to 6 months to get a director in place. I would encourage you to get a director in place as soon as possible. One, you don't want that board going off he's laughing, in a direction that you're going to have to pull them back.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
You indicated that a group of folks are already applying for something for Main Street. Yes. Can a city have more than one?
Yes.
Okay.
Orlando has 12.
Ooh, okay. That's good to know.
Every district has its own personality, right? We talk about personalities in this world. That's a very, very different dynamic than your traditional downtown.
Indeed. And it's a group of people. It's not a city.
It's an existing 501c3.
Okay.
And they've been in contact with me. One of the members is actually heavily engaged in Ormond, Main Street. And so he has been talking with this group over the years, and they have finally progressed to the point that they want to move into the Main Street arena, as opposed to just being a merchants association.
Okay.
I believe that's Tom at Main Street.
That is Tom.
Okay.
I wouldn't throw his name out there, but okay.
He's okay with it, he told me.
confirm.
So I heard they've already approved to do this?
The board has voted to do it. The application cycle opens June 1. And actually, I talked to him on my way down today, and their intent is to file the application.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments?
Thank you for your time, and I do hope if you have the opportunity that you come down to Cocoa and come into some of our trainings. You don't have to come for the 3 days. Come for a day, come for a morning, and talk to other Main Street people. That the networking is key in this environment.
And you said that was between July 21st to the 24th? Okay.
And you have my cards. If you have any questions, please reach out. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Great presentation.
Okay, we're going to move on to item number 7, which is our administrative items. Item 7A is the Police Department request for approval to expend Community Redevelopment Agency funds to purchase Meridian Barrier System. This is a resolution approving expenditure of tax increment funds from the Downtown, Main Street, and Midtown Community Redevelopment Areas Trust Funds in the amount of $208,200.68 for a portion of the purchase price for a Meridian Barriers mobile pedestrian and public space security system and providing an effective date.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Reed and a second by, I believe that was Commissioner May. All those in favor?
Well, I'm sorry, Madam Vice Mayor, we do have speakers for
Oh, we
this
have
item.
speakers? Okay.
Our first speaker is John Nicholson, and on deck is Doyle Lewis.
John Nicholson, 413 North Grandview Avenue. As you know, for the last 30, 40 years, I've objected to the way that Main Street CRA was milked for the other CRAs. And when this first came out, there was a disproportionate amount of money taken out of the Main Street CRA for these items. It went before the board. The board also felt that it should be looked at. They did a survey, who uses them, how often they use them, and it went down a bit. 2 questions. Can these be used in the Blue Road and the South Atlantic CRAs, since they're not contributing? All right? Secondly, since the city is giving half, then it can be used almost anywhere in the city, I presume. All right? So what happens if the city, if the CRA becomes more active? If we do the Main Street thing and the city decides to spend some more money on beachside. As you know, for the last 20 years, there's been very little money spent on the beachside. So what if we happen to start spending money over there and activities begin to grow? How do we divide it up? So the Main Street presentation that you just got, we're going to have a problem. As you know, we have 11 Main Streets in the city of Daytona Beach. We were originally 3 communities, Seabreeze, Daytona Beach, and Daytona. We often forget that Midtown had 3 communities. They each had a Main Street. A1A is considered a Main Street. The Boardwalk is considered a Main Street. So it's very difficult to find a focus. All these other cities have a singular focus. We have multiple focuses. So it's going to, you're going to have to spend some time figuring out how do you balance where the Main Street is going to be, which one? Oh, and I forgot 2nd Avenue. That was very popular at one point. So again, good luck, and thank you.
All right, thank you, John.
Our next speaker is Doyle Lewis.
Good evening. My name is Doyle Lewis, Daytona Beach, United States. I've been trying to figure out the Main Street situation in Daytona Beach for years. This has been a very good presentation. As far as volunteering, that's what I've basically been doing around Daytona Beach, trying to figure out what's been going on. This is the first time I've heard that there was 11 Main Streets. That's just shocking. How do you connect them together? How do you direct traffic if you got 11? This is going to take some work. I'm glad I came here tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doyle.
Madam Chair, just a point of clarification. Staff initially allocated more money to the Midtown CRA and the downtown. And after an analysis, there was an increase in the Main Street portion, and it was a decrease in the Midtown portion and an increase in downtown. Just a point of clarification. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was my only speakers.
Questions from the commission?
What was the difference? What was the increase, decrease for each?
Have that number on, but it was probably just over 10%, 10 to 15% more for the Main Street.
Can I get numbers?
Yeah, I mean, right now it's 114,000 for Main Street, 55,000 for downtown, and 37,000 for Midtown. And this was based on the analysis from the police department and all the various departments that will be using the Meridian barriers. And based on that analysis, it was determined that we would probably use more of those barriers at Main Street.
Okay. Can you get us the numbers of where we started and the exact numbers of the increase? Because I think that is kind of what Commissioner May is asking. Just if you have it, you can get it to Tish and send it to us.
We can get to it, yes.
But I do want to say for the record that you all sent us back out after a couple of months that you wanted this to go before all of the different boards. All of the boards did approve that these were the appropriate numbers to present to you all for approval tonight, based off of your recommendations to go back to each redevelopment board. So this is what is being presented, that they recommended approval of this through the police department and redevelopment.
Yes. All right, great. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second.
Madam Chair, I don't have a question, but I do want to give a shout out to the great Bethune-Cookman University because they own these and we've been using theirs. So now we'll have our own. So for those who think our relationship with that university isn't one that is continuous and prosperous and just one that's fulfilling, we do utilize their properties and they do utilize ours as well.
Great community partnerships. Okay, wonderful. So I think we had a motion by Commissioner Reed and a second by Commissioner May. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 6-0.
That was my final agenda item, Madam Chair.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Madam Chair, I have. After this presentation that we just had, will we be able to bring it back maybe at the next meeting or maybe in a month for a discussion? Because I could see something like this working for Main Street and also MMB. I know John says we have 11 Main Streets, but I think we need to start somewhere, not with all 11 at the same time. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was the 777 Main Street. We had Savage Craft that came to us requesting parking spots. I followed up to see what was happening. They're still waiting for parking spots. I don't know if this is something we want to discuss or still work on trying to get them some parking, because since we voted down purchasing the Cruising Cafe, parking is not an option anymore, because after we had our workshop, we said that we didn't really want to acquire any more property. So is this something we still want staff to look at to find us additional parking spots? Or are we going to go back to the applicant, see if we could work something else out? Should we be going to the county looking for some spots? I just wanted to have this conversation because right now it's in limbo. So.
Commissioner Paris?
Yes.
Who have you talked to about wanting we needed parking spaces? Someone within the city?
City manager, yes.
Okay. And do we have a binding contract?
With 777?
If we...
No, we don't have a binding contract saying that we have to do this or not.
Okay, I mean, but will he sign a contract if we got him parking spaces?
I think that will be something that he would support, but I can't speak on his behalf. But the key thing is the parking that he wants. And I think that based off of their conversations and their intent with us, they would move forward with 777 Main if the parking, additional parking was available.
Okay,
Because the other thing is, so the Corbin building does have 51 spots, but according to what Angela came back and said, that the spaces can't be counted as available because they're not planning to use those spaces as parking. So I don't know if this is something we could go back to the applicant and ask him, can he reconsider using those 51 spots? And should we go to the county and ask and see if we could work something out with their parking lots when they're not being used.
And as you know, it's communicate, the county is willing to work with us on their additional parking lot. But once you all made the decision not to focus on parking, we have not engaged the county manager and his team anymore until we got direction. So we did not want to go ahead of you all after saying, let's not focus on parking right now, because the last discussion was from individuals, merchants, that there was no need for parking. But the county is ready to work with us because we've had conversations with them to bring something back to you for the parking lot that's adjacent to, is that Urban Ash?
Okay, I'm fine with Commissioner Paris if we want to look at parking, if they are serious. I mean, I know the residents and they do not want us to buy the Cruising Cafe for parking for 77 Main Street, but I'm okay with it. I don't know about anyone else. If you want to ask the county.
There are other lots that also are available at, you know, 600,000-700,000. Maybe we could turn into a parking lot instead of bringing Cruising Cafe down. I just don't want to have anything empty. And since Savage Craft is a good anchor and he's a serious person, if we're not going to be doing this, then, you know, I don't want to string them along either, and let's start with another project.
The Savage Craft people are probably the most credible that we have ever had come to this town and offer to do something. And I think if we found the parking for them, they would be ready to put their product in there. At this time, I have heard, oh, there's other people that want to buy it. Okay, have they got the money to buy it? Have they got the money and the backing to put together a product that's equal to what we have seen out of Savage Craft, if you've looked them up online or any of that stuff? I think that we need to find the parking and get this thing brought to a contract and a signature and get it started. Because I'm going to tell you, if nothing changes, nothing changes. We have recently we voted to put in another bar on Main Street, and it was going to be upper class and this, that, and the other. And every time I ride by there, it looks just like every other bar in town. I haven't seen any dueling pianos. I haven't seen anything that's any different than what we've had. So let's don't do that again. Let's try to get these people in there, because we've seen their product online. We know what they can do. They have the money to back it. A few parking spaces, let's get them.
I don't mind you talking to county for parking. I just don't see, we don't have a binding contract. We should be buying property to give him property for parking. I just don't agree with that. And for the businesses that are down on Main Street, I'm happy they are down there and they are being successful. I mean, then, do you get what I'm saying? We should be happy that we do have businesses down there. We shouldn't be just ignoring what they want as well, because they've been down there for a while now, most of them.
So is
I mean, how long has Boot Hill been there? I mean, since I was a kid.
The whole street, and if nothing changes, nothing changes, and that's where we are right now. Make it better, make it better, make it better. Don't spend any money, but make it better, and we got to do something to make it change.
And I agree with Commissioner Strickland, but also we need to keep in mind, we need to talk to the businesses that are down there that are making it. They're down there 24 hours a day. I mean, they know what they need to be successful down there.
okay.
So in that general area, I went to Ocean Avenue today. I took a little walk around, and I think Commissioner Paris did it too at some point down there. I think maybe we received some pictures of certain areas, right? So I went through the parking lot. There's a big parking lot that's being utilized there, which we're grateful for the parking, but it's a tad bit dangerous. I saw some of the pictures. I experienced some of it. I saw some of the fencing needs to be fixed. You leave the parking lot and I see trash cans exposed. I believe they're supposed to be behind gates in dumpsters, etc., but the trash cans are exposed. So you leave the parking lot. That's your first image of I'm coming to Daytona Beach. And then you walk into the garbage cans and then you cross the street. And as you're crossing the street, all it would take is a little bit of refresh, just a little bit of something, a little bit of attention to detail. Take some paint. I think it's a city streets. Take some paint, refresh the yellow lines, refresh the white lines, and power washing. I know that we're on a power washing. I know we have power washing schedule that we keep, but just if we could walk through there with a little bit of a critical eye, just to add something to it. There were people down on the boardwalk. I was checking out the boardwalk area, checking out the pier, and some cover would be nice down there. It gets super hot in the daytime. So I encourage you all to take a walk in that area just to see where we could agree to make some scheduled maintenance types of activities. Is that possible, Mr. Manager? I know we're on a schedule, or at least let the owners know, hey, this is the schedule. We are planning on painting just the curbs where cars back into it.
Public Works is aware. They received the same items that you all received in reference to pictures, roadway, and they are putting that on their plan to improve those. Also, code enforcement has actually been reviewing the parking lot to cite them, and once that information comes back, what the citing is, it's when they'll be coming into compliance or before the code board, we'll provide that information back to you all as well.
Okay, so could you possibly provide us with the schedule of when those maintenance type issues will be addressed?
Yes.
Just email it to us, all of us. Thank you. And then also still within the CRA, under the bridges. So I sent an email to some of our council representatives and also to the city manager. So under the bridges, we still have people taking residence under the ISB bridge on both sides of the bridge. And also there's some activities happening on Veterans Bridge, which is actually part of the county. So I'm hoping that maybe they're listening, we can contact them and have them do some drive-bys, check under the bridges, and take care of the bridge itself. That would be great. Also, as I drive over the bridge toward Beachside, you know, it behooves us to take care of our own properties. So it's a very simple thing, just a little attention to detail. You go over the bridge, and right before that, you hit the firefighter station, Station 1. For whatever reason, there's an air conditioning unit, and there's a fence that covers it. It's just sort of hanging off. So if that could just take a look at it. If you drive by, do something, fix it, because we have to look at that all the time. Also, I appreciate that Fire Station 1 will be opening and moving on June 2nd. I took a drive by and I emailed the chief about this. I went down the back of the road on Seagrave, which is still within the area. And I'm hoping that we have some sort of beautification plan in place that will pick up some trash, pick up some garbage, lay sod down on all the properties down there, not just one or two, because the ones that aren't done stand out. You can see it. And then I think that is it. Oh, Ballou Road. So I sometimes take Ballou Road. And there is a new property as you're heading south on the west side of the road. Lots of improvement, very pretty. Please take a drive down. So the business owners on Ballou Road are improving the properties, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Back to your comment, which was you'd like to bring something back. I didn't want you to think that I forgot you. You'd like to bring something back in 2 weeks or a month regarding the presentation we just had. I think that's a wonderful idea. I would like to do that as well. Any other? So pretty much everyone would like to do that. So, City Manager, can we get something in about a month, in the next month? Great. Awesome.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
The other thing I had, if we have an update on when we're going to get the list of projects from the workshop we had, where we're at with that.
Yes, that information was received this afternoon and will be forwarded to you all. Would you like for us to put that priority on the next meeting as well with those?
I'd be okay with that. Is everyone okay with that?
I would really like to see that as a priority. I'm like you, we can't do all 11 like John mentioned, but we've got to sit down and we've got to focus on at least one and see exactly what direction we want to take it in. And so I would like for that to be a priority.
And Commissioner Paris, are you talking about the properties at the last workshop that we wanted a list for of all properties? You weren't talking about that.
No, what I was talking about was our priorities for each of the CRAs that we
Okay.
discussed. But we should get a list
Right.
also of all the properties city-owned, correct?
Correct.
Right.
That are either vacant or not being used
That is
by
being,
city staff?
yeah, that report is being compiled by our analysts right now, and it will be provided to you all electronically
Okay. Do you have a time frame?
but before the next meeting.
Next meeting? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, great. Okay. Any other comments? Okay, this concludes the meeting of the Community Redevelopment Agency. We're going to reconvene in about 5 minutes.